How to rank for unlimited roofing keywords on Google. Guys, how do you like to show up not just for roofer? I know you want that one, but everything. I don't care if it's a type of TPO or liquid applied coating. It doesn't matter what it is. If you can show up for GAF, CertainTeed, Brava Barrel Tiles, anything that they have is what you want to show up for. What you don't know is that half of all keywords are what they call low search volume. You think of a long tail keyword, it can show up for you in your market, and we've got some tools I want to share with you about it. And if you don't know who we are, if you're in this space, you've probably seen us before. We've done this for 15 years almost.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we are everywhere at this point. Search us on Google. We're usually number one for anything. We've been doing a podcast for a long time. We have proprietary software called Data Pens. That means we made it. It's not white labeled. We conceptualized it for you guys to get hundreds of keywords to show up. And I want to say something about Google, Bing, keywords, organic mapping. Look up in your market who's top on Google and then think about who the biggest roofers are. It's almost always those guys, bar maybe some guys knocking doors too that come through town, but that ain't the guy you want to be. You want to set roots. And by the way, if it hails and you're up in Google, you've never experienced that one before. That's a hell of a deal.
That will change your life.
That'll change your life. Hundreds of calls daily depends on the size of that storm.
Yeah.
Hundreds of calls one day, hundreds of calls next day. We've sat in here and listened to them. And when people show up for stuff, I like keywords. I like organic. I like stuff that makes a good ROI for the client. So I tell people when I talk to them kind of after we talk about what we do and how much we charge, I'll point out the differences in us. And I didn't try to sell you paid.
Right.
I didn't try to sell you Facebook and Instagram ads and paid ads, and I'm not a Yelp partner. I didn't try to tie you down a long-term agreement and get a bunch of money down. Got you going of your own free will in a month-to-month agreement to get dominant on Google to get daily call volume. Google being map placement, organic keywords, as many of them as possible, and reputation reviews coupled with data pens.
Right.
And then we keep people on the biggest platform that's been around for 20 years. It's still the biggest platform, and you'll have a great ROI. And the reason that you want hundreds of these words is you want all you can get.
Yeah.
If you don't get all you can get, you're going to go spend a lot of money on paid ads, on social media, and your ROI is going to make you cry and get pissed off.
Yeah. Organic leads are dollar for dollar. You're going to get more leads for your buck on organic. And this is the part that I won't say nobody talks about it because we talk about it, but they're better leads.
Well, forget to say it sometimes, but they are better leads. When somebody buys into the brand because they found you on Google, and let's talk about it real quick. If they call Yelp, you're going to get a cattle call. They don't.
Yeah.
In fact, they don't give a crap about you.
Right.
Angie, Yelp, everybody comes out and go, I don't care about you. I'm getting 5 leads. Lowest one wins. You got to go. Another guy just pulled up.
Yeah. And the next time and here's the thing: if a customer finds you on Angie's list and you paid for that lead, and let's say you land you undercut everybody and land the job this time, that customer doesn't call you next time. They go to Angie's list.
They're not a loyal customer.
And maybe next time you can't undercut quite so much and somebody else gets them.
Yeah, it's a vicious group of people as a whole.
Yeah.
You might need to take a lead to get your business going, but it's a vicious group of people. If they find you on Google, they find a brand, they're looking for someone they trust. Yeah. It's a repeat client.
Right.
And so you get to work with those guys again on the next hailstorm. That client calls you and they trust you. Yeah. It's just unlikely to get that type of lead from anywhere else, even if they're clicking around the top of Google, click, 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 and they're just like calling. They're not even looking at the brand. They're just calling up. And so that lead itself is probably the next best one, but it's very expensive, and it's not as good as somebody on an organic brand. They came to your website, they came to the map, they looked at your reviews, they went on there, they saw your data pens, they saw some social media, they felt comfortable, they called you. They're much less likely to search, more likely to convert and become a long-term client.